Hello everyone and welcome to Simply Made Homestead. I'm Marion.
And I'm Andrew.
And today it is all about the baby goats and fried green tomatoes.
Woohoo!
Now if you have never fried a green tomato or had a fried green tomato, today I'm going to show you just how to do it, and it is so delicious and so easy and you're going to love it. So but first we got to go feed the big girls and then it's on to the baby goats.
All right. So Marion's doing the morning chores with the big girls this morning. Got the giving them the water or whatnot. All right, so this beautiful foggy morning, and we are going to go feed the goats and let the ducks out. They are very excited to see us. The goats too. Look at all the spider webs. Oh.
We hear you, baby dumplings. We do. Yes, we do. Come on. Come on, Daddy. Come on in here. All right, y'all ready? Here.
Oh,
here,
yeah.
Manly. Okay, guys, come on. You got to come in here. Come on, it's so much easier for me. Come on. Come on.
So it was 42 degrees last night. There we go. So it was 42 degrees last night. That's why we have the heat lamp on them. Just give them a little extra warmth. It's always a race between these two. Is it Manly or is it Tippy Top?
Yes. So typically it's Tippy. The one over here on my right. Furthest away from you. He's got quite a suction on him. And we do treat our babies. We have used Albon in the past for coccidia to preventative. And this morning we're using dimethox. And the dosage that we use is 10 cc. Tippy 1.
Woohoo, go Tippy.
Or 1 cc, I'm sorry, 1 cc per 10 pounds. And they are, Tippy is 14 pounds and Manly is 15 pounds, so they'll get 1.5 apiece. Ow! The bottle is done. Quit trying to eat my clothes. Okay, yesterday I was able to do this by myself. So we are gonna, Tippy, stop. Gosh, baby goats, they're so cute and annoying. Stop. Okay, who's first? Who's first? I think the one that thinks he's starving to death should be first. So yes. I'm just holding him down. And then they've got front teeth and they are born with back teeth and they can't bite you. So you try to get right on the side of their mouth, right in between the teeth, and then squirt it, like I try to squirt it over into the cheek. So it's not like down their throat where you're gonna strangle them. Tippy, stop! Manly. What,
all right.
Do you know I'm fixing to do something to you, huh? Do you know it? Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. I know. Nasty stuff. And just like that, this is day 2, and we'll do this for 5 days, and then mark on the calendar 3 weeks from now. We'll do it again, and we'll do it every 3 weeks until they're 6 months old. And this one, Tippy Top, will be 7 weeks tomorrow, and this one will be 7 weeks just 2 days later. And all they want to do is eat, you see. Now, since they are bucklings, they do have their hay in there, their big hay manger, and they've been eating lots and lots of hay. We give them Sweet Licks minerals, which they really enjoy that too. They get really, I pour it in the feeder and they just go to town right off. And we do give them Timothy hay pellets. These are the pellets here, because bucklings, they can't eat grain. I mean, they will, but they are very susceptible to getting, it's like kidney stones in people, and it can kill them. And they're not crazy about these little pellets, but it gives them something else to eat besides just hay, and it's really healthy for them. You have to make sure you don't give them alfalfa, because alfalfa, again, it's not good for them. Not the bucklings, the little, okay, showing your dominance there, Tippy Top. For the girls, alfalfa is good when they're, producing their milk and things like that. Alfalfa is the best thing you could feed the girls. Oh, Tippy's gonna have a little bit. Yeah, Tippy, now he may be 1 pound less, but this is an eating machine right here. I don't think he's gonna be 1 pound less forever. Look at him. See, they like their little grains. Gives them something different. All right, so there they are. Let's open up the door. Come on, babies. Come on. Time to go outside. Now, since we do live in Central Florida, we were able to plant tomatoes this fall. We were so excited. First time ever doing it. I have really put a lot of care and used a lot of different techniques and trellising and things than we've done in the past. But some of the leaves along the bottom started to look a little yellow. I didn't want to risk getting disease, so I did start trimming them. I have not trimmed them up until this point. Now you can see here some of the tomatoes that are on the vines. They are just absolutely beautiful. They're just doing so well. They're just, some of them are just huge, as you can see here, but they're just beginning to blush, some of them. So today we're going to pick some, take them inside, and I am going to show you how to make the most delicious fried green tomatoes you have ever put in your mouth. Now, if you have a cast iron skillet, I highly recommend using it. It just fries things up so well the way it distributes the heat. If you don't have one, it's okay. Use what you have. I'm also using rendered lard from pork fat. Today, you use what you normally fry with. Coconut oil works, Wesson, Crisco, if those are the things that you prefer. I just prefer the rendered lard when I have it, and it just provides such a wonderful flavor from the pork fat. It's just so good. If you haven't tried it, you may want to look into it and give it a try, because it is good stuff. Now, once you get your oil or your lard, whatever you're using, you'll need about an inch, once it melts, about an inch worth in the bottom of your pan. Now on to our tomatoes. You will see here I picked some of the tomatoes that have a little scarring and things like that that we're going to fry today, and I just cut the little ugly spots off. But you want nice green tomatoes. You don't want them, if they start blushing or turning red, they're softer, they're not as firm. So I like nice green tomatoes, and you can cut them really any way you like. We like to cut ours about a 1/4 inch thick. Sometimes they get a little thicker. It's okay. You just fry them a little longer. But anyway, so you see one of those got a little bit thicker than some of the others. It is no big deal. You slice them the way you like for them to be, or how you would like to eat them. And we'll just continue on until we get all the ones sliced up that we want for today. And as you see, I just go around and I just cut off any little ugly spots, take the bottom little piece off, and then just start slicing. All right, so we've got our tomatoes all sliced up, and I like to use a gallon size bag, plastic storage bag for this process. You can use a bowl if you like. You don't have to use a bag. I just like being able to seal it up and give the tomatoes a good shake. It just makes it a little bit easier and less messy. But I use half and half portions of all-purpose flour and ground corn. I grind my own corn. It's on kind of a coarse thing, so you can kind of use whatever you want, but it's half cornmeal and half all-purpose flour. Now, once I have my flour and my cornmeal in the bag, I put about a cup of each in the bag here today, and then I just start adding my seasoning. Now, my husband likes spicy things, so I do kind of like to try to add a little zip to it, when I can, when it's just the two of us. And so I use just a regular tablespoon out of the drawer there, not even measuring exactly. Put about a tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of pepper, and then I forgot. Just about got ahead of myself there, because we need to add some more seasonings in there. All right, so we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of garlic powder. You don't have to add garlic if you don't like garlic, or you can add more, you can add less. Big pinch of cayenne pepper. Seal the bag and give it a good shake to mix all that good stuff around. Okay, in a separate bowl, we're going to add 2 eggs to our bowl. And then we're going to season each layer of our steps here, so that way the tomatoes themselves will be really well seasoned and just absolutely yummy. Added a little dollop of buttermilk, my favorite thing to use in cooking, and give it a good whisk around there. Big pinch of salt and pepper, and just mix it all up. So now we're ready to begin. We just take each of our slices of tomato, we'll coat them on each side with the egg mixture, and add it over into our flour mixture in the plastic bag. All right, so once we have several of our tomatoes coated and thrown in the bag there, we'll just seal it up, give it a good shaking to get them nice and coated, and they are ready for the frying pan. All right, so first thing we need to do, you can see the grease is kind of bubbling a little bit, and give it a little test. I like to sprinkle just a little bit of flour to make sure that I have the right amount of bubbling and sizzling going on, so we won't have a soggy tomato, but we don't want the grease to be too hot either, because then it's going to burn. But you can see it's just right. So now we just start adding them very gently, one at a time, into the grease, and let them begin to fry. Now, you don't want to overcrowd the pan, because it will cool it off, the oil off, and then you'd have to bring the temp back up. You just don't tend to get a good fry that way. So, but the temperature was at a really good point when we started, and we added a nice little even layer around, and we're going to let it cook. And you'll start to see a little bit of browning around the edges, the outer edges of the tomatoes, and that's how you'll know that it's time to turn them over and give them another good cook on the other side. All right, they look ready. See how they're kind of brown around? Now you can see they're still not completely brown on that side. So I'm going to leave it a little bit longer and let them cook a little more, because we want a nice, pretty, even brown color all over the tops of those tomatoes. All right, it's been a couple more minutes, and you can see how they shrink up. So you have lots of room left in your pan, but you can see how they really starting to get that nice golden color to them. Oh my goodness, it's making me hungry just watching this. So now we'll just give them a little turn. And you see how down here in the lower part, how golden they are? That's what you're looking for right there. It's nice and golden brown, and they're crispy, and then they've just got that nice, soft, but firm, delicious tomato flavor in the middle. Oh, they are just so good, guys. I cannot wait for you to try these if you have never had a fried green tomato. Now, some of these guys are looking done, so it's time to pull them up And I have a little plate over to the side covered with paper towels, a couple of paper towels, so that way they can drain and you can just let all that oil that from the pan drain off into the paper towels, and that way you'll have a nice crisp fried green tomato and you won't have any of that oil left behind. Now you can see I'm letting a few cook a little bit longer, want a little more color on that one side, but we can go ahead and add the pan or add some more to the pan because we don't want to leave that empty space, because you can kind of see how the oil is starting to smoke a little bit there. It's hot. It's really hot oil. So we want to, the tomatoes will kind of help cool down that oil and keep it at that perfect temperature where we can get the nice golden tomatoes, and they're not going to start burning or trying to cook too much on the outside to where you're not getting that nice cooked but yet firm tomato on the inside. All right, now you see here that this is our favorite way to eat them. We love to sprinkle Parmesan cheese over the top, and I like to do it just as soon as they come out of the fryer or out of the frying pan, because they're still nice and hot, and it kind of helps just soaks that cheese, just makes it, clings to that cheese and just makes it stick right to it. It is so good. Now, if you don't want Parmesan cheese or other options that you do have, you can make a garlic aioli or any kind of aioli, whatever kind of dipping sauces. Ranch dressing, you can dip them in ranch dressing. So you have lots and lots of options. So you just have to figure out what you like and go with it. Try different things and see what you like best. Now, oh my goodness, does that not look divine? Well, let me tell you, it really is divine. They are so yummy and so good. And tonight for supper, we are just going to have some fried green tomatoes and cheddar biscuits on the side. Nice and simple, but so, so good. Now, if that cheddar biscuit looks good to you and you would like to learn how to make them, I've got a link at the end of this video. It'll take you right to it and show you just how. Welcome to Simply Made Homestead. I'm Marion.
And I'm Andrew.
You want to do that again?
Yeah,
because I don't know that name.
I don't can't see my own name.